Alright, hello, welcome, good morning. Here we are. Welcome to the gym vlog. Today, I'm going to show you guys a full day of eating, talk a bit about plans and what I've been doing lately, short-term goals, long-term goals, and my quirky bodybuilding methodology, which is a little bit unusual. So it's about 6:18, got my morning coffee. I'm going to be going out and getting my steps probably in the next 10 minutes. I'll get about 8,000 steps in. I get up pretty early. I've already prepped some chicken, gotten some potatoes ready to go in the air fryer. What I like to do is parboil them, then air fry them. They get really crispy. Fantastic. I've been mini cutting. I got pretty fat in the off season. Not like super obese or anything, but like I was up there maybe 17-18%, a little beyond what you should be for ideal muscle building. And then I came down, started dieting February 3rd, so next Tuesday will be 7 weeks of dieting, and I've lost like 14 kilograms already. I've been intentionally slowing down my weight loss rate because so I work as a high school teacher, economics high school teacher. High school teacher who teaches economics. Wow, I can't even talk. And I live like right next to my work, and I'm able to walk, and I also have a special job where I can like leave work when I'm not teaching, which is great. And so I'm able to like walk home for meals, walk home for lunch, and just get a lot of steps in throughout the day. I can pretty easily walk home from most of the gyms that I go to. I go to like 7 gyms though, because you got to do that, of course. And so like it's pretty easy for me to get 17 to 20,000 steps per day, like on accident, depending on what I'm doing that day. And I don't really do much formal cardio. If you're getting that many steps, you don't need it. I do like to do it just for like heart health. But it'll be like ride my bicycle home from the gym for 20 minutes or whatever, not this like structured on a fucking Stairmaster measuring my heart rate kind of thing. No, I just generally will like never go on a piece of cardio equipment. The other thing I do is sometimes I like to do the stairs in my apartment building. So I'm in Shenzhen, I'm in China, so most of the buildings are like really tall, 33 floors. So I live on the second floor, which is great. I don't have to take the elevator. And I can just go up the stairs. That takes about 10 minutes. Take the elevator down, go up the stairs, take the elevator down. 30 minutes of cardio gets done by that, and it's pretty high heart rate. I can get up to like 140. Well, I could. I mean, probably not anymore, no. Unless I'm like sprinting up there. And that's like not for fat burning. It's for heart health, though, Thing is, like when you're dieting and bodybuilding, you're in a deficit. Your recovery resources are relatively lower. Your sleep tends to get much worse. That's the air fryer, sorry. And like you can't be like throwing tons of cardio at yourself without impeding those recovery resources and using those on things other than recovering from training. And what happens if you're not recovering from training? You have a much higher probability of losing muscle. Like we've seen the science. Oh god, I'm not a science-based guy, I promise. But we've seen some science on like muscle building outside of a surplus, and like it definitely still happens. Like you definitely do have contest preps where like you are actually gaining tissue, performance is going up in some lifts, right? Some muscle groups are actually getting bigger. That can absolutely happen if your deficit is relatively small, your body's using the stored body fat as energy, and it's still like using proteins to synthesize new tissue. Now it's going to happen at a fractional rate of when you were in a surplus. But you'll build tissue, and you're not going to do that if your recovery resources are just completely exhausted, right? Bodybuilding is not just starvation in contest prep. You do have to consider the muscle preservation aspect as well, and even a little bit of muscle growth sometimes. So there's that. Now, that being said, cardio is still like helpful for improving training performance and for your health, right? You need it to have optimized heart health and everything, so it's still worth doing, but I kind of rely more on steps in my deficit to actually create fat loss here. Like I said, I've been dropping really, really quickly, much faster than expected, and part of that's because of a CPAP. I finally got optimized with the CPAP with my sleep. You can see I got my CPAP lines in the morning. They kind of stay around like all day, actually. It's kind of annoying, but completely worthwhile. I have never been able to lose fat so quickly and just generally feel really good. Now I can sleep like 7.5, 8 hours, and I'm like good to go. Before, I was having to sleep like 9 hours, hours, and then I'll also take a nap in the middle of the day, and it just kind of felt like shit. It wasn't good, but like, man, I actually got the CPAP like a year ago, and I was using the nasal mask, right? And it just didn't quite feel good. Like, I felt like I was suffocating. So then maybe around when I started the cut, actually, I think just after, I bought the full mask instead of the nasal mask, and like, whoa, okay, that felt good right away. Like, now I'm like addicted to this thing. Like, I don't want to even lay down without it. It's like phenomenal. It's just fantastic. Like a lot of bodybuilding guys, I got the sleep apnea, but I think mine is like more jaw recession and overbite related and less big guy related. So there's probably like an orthodontic solution to mine more than just weight loss. But yeah, I'm going to have to fix that later. Anyways, I've been yapping quite a bit. I need to finish this coffee and then get out for my steps. It's already 6:24. And then I'll probably get like 8,000 steps, come back home, have meal 1, go up for some more steps, come back, have meal 2, I'll show you both, and then go to do today's poll day, which I will also film, and I'll do a voiceover for that, because I just don't like talking to the camera or microphone in the gym. It's like distracting. I want to be present in the moment during my workout, you know, just like there, music, hit the camera button, focus on training, you know? Anyway, that's for now. I'll be back with you. These are my air fryer potatoes. They're boiled first, pretty much to being done, and then I stick them in the air fryer and they come out very crispy. Only avocado oil and salt, nothing else. Avocado oil, not avocado oil. Got it. So, my plan for steps was messed up for myself. I was planning on 7,000 or 8,000. I ended up with 12,000 by accident. It happens. I just got distracted, like talking to one of my clients, one of my coaching clients for his bodybuilding show, and just like cruising YouTube and listening to podcasts, just zoning out, and like looked down at my phone, like, oh shit, I was supposed to go home a long time ago. Oops. And so yeah, I did. That's okay though. You know, generally my like workload tolerance as far as steps and cardio is just super high because I do a lot of those in the off season. There's a lot of like myth about cardio in the off season or steps in the off season that is finally going away. Like years ago, before I even started bodybuilding, honestly, people like avoided these things. They thought, legitimately thought, that if you did cardio in the off season, it would be less effective when you're using it for fat loss. Like you'd somehow get too good at it. It doesn't work that way. No. Yeah, you'll feel like it's subjectively easier. And that's a good thing. You'll actually end up burning more calories because it's like just easier to get through at a faster pace. It's not like, oh, the subjective difficulty means, you know, it's burning more calories. No, it doesn't work that way, right? If you have very good cardiovascular endurance, very high tolerance for steps, then you can generally jack those things up more and end up with a higher level of expenditure in the pre-contest or in the dieting phase, right? So, like, yeah, obviously training is the most important thing, but like you should absolutely be trying to build your cardiovascular ability throughout the year, not just when you're dieting. I do a lot more hard cardio when I'm bulking than when I do when I'm cutting, right? And that makes sense because you have generally higher recovery capacity when you're in a surplus. So I'll do like my 25, 30 minutes, 5, 6 days a week off season. My steps are usually quite a bit lower, maybe more like 10, 11,000 instead of 17 to 20,000. And then as I move into cutting, I'll do a little less cardio, maybe more like 3 or 4 days a week, 20 minutes or so, 25 minutes, and move things more towards steps and reducing food. And that works really well for me. Kuba, I'm sorry, I don't know how to say his last name. The guy from the UK, ethnically Polish, really famous coach, he generally advocates the same approach, where we do actually do more cardio in the off-season, then we kind of transition to more steps pre-contest. Because, of course, I might have already talked about that this morning, but, like, you know, you got to really be more conscious of your recovery capacity when you're in a deficit than when you are in a surplus. That's my air fryer potatoes. I'm recording this while I wait for them to cook, and then once those are done, I'll show you my meal. It's probably going to be like weird and unusual. Like I said, I eat some weird stuff in bodybuilding, right? I eat hummus as my main fat source, actually, and I don't really eat rice products very often, and when I do, it's cream of rice, not white rice, which I know might, you know, shock some people, but my diet is like very, very high fiber, both pre-contest and off-season, actually. I think people are under-consuming fiber in general, and they're too worried about the speed of digestion. I want to make sure I have fast carbs. Dude, that doesn't matter. You're eating 5 times a day. Who cares, right? You're going to have glucose available probably all the time, right? Especially when you're off season. I guess when you're pre-contest, okay, yeah, maybe it matters a little bit more then. But even then, like, yeah, you'll be fine if you're eating potatoes, sweet potatoes, oats, and fruit as your main carbs, and not rice and cream of rice. No, I'm not about that. Okay, so cool. Let me just show you when that's done, and then after that, we hit the pole workout. It's pretty easy. Pole is generally an easier day for me because you're doing a lot more like isolation stuff, really trying to target those lats. Not too hard. And then after that, I'll show you the next meals, and that will be it. Cool. Okay, first meal's finally ready. I don't know if I'm showing it the camera right, but you know, we've got some air fried potatoes, about 250 grams of raw weight. Nah, that's bullshit. That's definitely 300 grams. We got about 200 grams of cooked chicken. It's 207. We've got 80 grams of red pepper hummus. So actually, this is like packaged food, yeah. It's pretty processed, I'm sure. It's got tahini, roasted red pepper, olive oil, and then obviously like the ground up chickpea paste. So yeah, this is my first meal. I know it's a little unorthodox, but I love it and it's working really well. Pretty high in sodium, very high in potassium, and the hummus has pretty great micronutrition for bodybuilding, along with a good amount of fiber in all of this too. All right, so I'm going to take this down. Then we'll go to rest and relax for a bit, and then have meal 2, and then go to the gym. Okay, next meal of the day, we got 50 grams of cream of rice, 50 grams of oats, 15 grams of dark chocolate chips, 85% chocolate chips, 1 large banana, and 2 scoops of Naughty Boy caramel cookie whey protein. So a lot of calories. Oh, there's also 20 grams of peanut butter in there too. I cook my oats, my cream of rice mix in skim milk, not in water, because it tastes a lot better. It's more creamy. And yeah, it's a pretty high calorie meal, like I said before, but it's pre-workout, and like I said, my daily expenditure is very, very high, so I can pretty much afford to. I've actually been, again, trying to slow down the weight loss rate. So I learned this whole trick from a guy on Instagram. He just won, I believe, a Class D in North Americans or Nationals, I forgot, in the U.S. JD Brothers Training. Mix in the cream of rice with the oats. Because like the oats, you know, they're kind of slow at digesting, and you might have a little bit of heartburn during the workout if you eat those pre-workout. And the cream of rice is a little bit faster digesting. So it's not so much that I am like, you know, trying to get the carbs in super fast or whatever, because I have the sugars in there for that. It's more that, you know, too much fiber, hard to digest fiber right before the workout could potentially lead to some digestive issues, and you got too much blood in your stomach and not enough in your muscles. So that's why I do that. Mix those two together. Works out perfectly. You could also use cream of wheat, which I just don't have on hand. All right, cool. I'll see you guys in the gym. All right, so today's pull workout is here. I start both my pull and upper workouts with a neutral grip chin-up. I just like this lift for kind of overall pulling strength. It is considerably less isolated than the pull downs that I do. You'll get a lot more of the sort of traps and upper back and biceps and rear delts, but you can see the way I do it is with the pause at both the bottom and the top in the full stretch and in the full contracted position. That helps me keep most of the tension on my lats, but I am kind of okay with other muscle groups getting involved here. That's totally fine with me. This guy in the blue is quite interesting, let's say. Looking at some things on his phone in the gym that I was surprised by, let's say. I know I've said too much. Moving on, you'll see him around though, but he's interesting. So yeah, in the first set, I only filmed the top set for everything. I did 3 sets there of chin-ups, 3 sets of 10, really slow. The last one I was actually not super satisfied with, like the final set of the final rep. I couldn't quite get the pause at the top that I really wanted, so that's okay. I'll just work on it next time. I'm not really increasing the reps, just trying to beat myself on tempo and the duration of the pause and the slow eccentric and all that. So up to the second exercise, we're doing this single arm pull down / high row. It's more of a high row, honestly, with the angle of the bench that I've got. And I have really loved this exercise for like lat isolation, you know. When you want to take out the bicep and take out the rear delts and take out the upper back, this is it right here, baby. Like this is all lat, and I'm doing it with maybe some exaggerated level of slowness. Really trying to tax those lats and not anything else. I could probably go a little faster, honestly, here, but feels good. And yeah, it's like a 3 minute set for both sides. This lift is a little contraction biased, but you can still get a nice deep stretch in there, and it's relatively even tension, not too biased in either spot. Not as good as a nice like Nautilus or Prime or Panada pull down or M Torch or any of those, but or not pull down, but the high row. But still good. I do have another gym close by, actually close to this one that has the Panata gear, but I think the membership is like absurdly expensive, and I just like this place honestly. And I enjoy being able to go to many different 24/7 fitness gyms because my membership lets me go to all 100 branches in mainland China, Macau, and Hong Kong, which is great. And this just happens to be my closest one. It doesn't have the best equipment of all of them, but it's like serviceable. And I just like being able to bicycle to and from the gym, get some extra activity. I can walk back. It takes me about 45 minutes, a lot of steps. So yeah, I just really wish they had a belt squat, but I can live without it. I've been debating if I want to do like leg press one workout and then Bulgarian split squats the next workout, or just do leg press both workouts because the Bulgarian split squat's cool and all, but yeah, you do have the bracing and balance aspect, which might kind of limit how much stimulus you're able to put on your legs. I really haven't decided, honestly. I might end up just leg pressing twice a week. I already have plenty of redundancy in my program. I do this lift, this cable high row twice per week also, because it just fucking works really well. And leg press, same thing. It's relatively glute dominant, and that's kind of exactly what I need. I don't really need a lot of quad, and I don't really get any sort of connective tissue issues from doing the leg press or from this. So that's why these and NutriGrip chins and probably something else I'm forgetting, I actually do twice per week. So yeah, I'm violating a lot of the rules of the high frequency programs where I sometimes do the same lift twice a week, but shoot me. So we got this new attachment, this like flexible attachment, which is kind of a, what do you want to call it, a medium neutral grip, not too close, not too wide, and that feels pretty good. We have one that's like slightly closer, but not like the V handle that I actually think I might go back to. I'm not really sure yet. But the other pull down was in use, so I just had to use the dual cable and then hook in another attachment thing, and it worked fine. Felt pretty good. I felt it really isolated in my lats. Didn't feel too much of the other muscle groups, but you can see I kind of do lose tension at the top. I'm not really keeping it there. I think I'm lowering it about where I should. Any lower, and you tend to just be more biceps and our back. You're not really actually getting your lats. I'm kind of getting the attachment to around chin/nose height, and that's pretty much about right. I'm trying not to have too much chest up, not to have too much layback, but if I don't have any, then I just can't get a full stretch at the top. I just end up hitting the stack. So there's going to be a little bit of a lean back, but I think it's pretty much fine, and I'm getting plenty of tension on my lats. So, oh, right, sets and reps. I did 3 sets of the chin-ups, 3 sets of the single arm high row, and then for this, the pull down, I did only 2 sets, and then my next lift, the upper back row, which you'll see next, I also only did 2 sets. I was doing something wild like 24 or 27 sets of back per week off season. But now, as I've lost quite a bit of weight, a little more depleted, that's not really realistic to recover from anymore. So hitting about 10 sets here, and then 7 to 8 sets on the upper day. Like I might have alluded to before, on the upper day I'm going to do only lats, so I won't be doing this upper back row at all. You just don't really need all that much work for upper back, honestly. Mine, as you can see, is like already very developed. It's good. You're gonna hit it sort of incidentally with the pull downs and the pull ups especially. The single arm pull downs actually, no, you really won't. But like yeah, 2 sets per week of an upper back row with Kelso shrugs at the end. I did the Kelso shrugs on the end of the second set, not the end of the first set, but whatever. I didn't really complete the rep on that time, so yeah, that one sucked. I don't know why I went for another one. These are kind of partials here. These are basically Kelso shrugs, honestly. But it's okay. It's fine. I'm still feeling it in the right muscles. So yeah, I did just 2 sets here, and then after this, as you'll see, I moved on to rear delts. Somehow the Pec Deck was actually not taken today, which is shocking. Because usually there's some guy on there, it's always a guy, usually not a girl, doing texting on the seat for 5 minutes at a time, and then doing a set of rear delt flies at RPE 1, and then going back to texting and looking at social media. Man, I mean, God knows I love China and I love Chinese people, but man, they are probably a little more addicted to their phones than people in other countries. I mean, I can't even judge the U.S. because I haven't been back there since pre-COVID, but even Thailand, right? Like, it just feels like a lot of Chinese people are really glued in on the phones, even when they're at the gym. Where I'm like, I barely look at my phone at the gym, man. I'm certainly not opening WeChat or Instagram. I'm like cycling through music, sure, but like now there's no distracting myself with scrolling. And if there is, I know that something's like very wrong. Usually that means I'm kind of overtrained and I'm not really focused in the workout, and it's usually a sign that something is not going right. Because I'm usually pretty excited to train and get away from the screens and be present in the moment and just like feeling a physical sensation. We don't get enough of that in our modern era. Oh God, I realize I'm sounding like a millennial boomer right now, but I think you, viewer, who's probably ironically viewing this on your phone, would probably agree that we're all a little bit too connected now, and it's nice to just do something like purely physical where you're not distracted. So then I'm going to do this very funny looking exercise. It's a hybrid between an incline curl and incline preacher curl, right? Like with the lat pull down machine. I call it lat pull down curl. I think this started on TikTok somewhere, but I saw it on Instagram and I was like, wow, that's really cool. And then I tried it out and I was like, Jesus, that works really, really well. Because you get the stretch bias of an incline curl without the momentum and with this high tension at contraction for the preacher curl. So it's a nice exercise. I really love it. I did 20 reps here with the 10 kilo dumbbells. The only thing I don't like about this is it's not a very good aura forming exercise. You got to like stick your belly out and everything. You kind of look all fat. I mean, I'm not, but like, yeah, it doesn't look very sexy, obviously, but it's okay. It's a great lift. I encourage you to give it a try. And yeah. So I'm at home recording this like literally right after the workout, and I just don't really feel hungry yet. Pretty hyped up actually. I feel like I go out and get more steps, but I'm already at 16,000 for the day, and it's like 3 o'clock, 3:30, and I also have about 35 minutes of cardio done. I biked 20 minutes to the gym, couldn't find a taxi somehow, and then biked 16 minutes back. It's mostly downhill back, mostly uphill on the way there. So then lastly, we got some posing. Just going through my mandatories. After my mandatories, I tried to do like a proper routine, and I just kept fucking up like crazy. It was just not working. My side tricep, man, I don't know what's wrong, but it just looks really bad right now. Like my stomach just cannot stay in. Even here on the side chest, you can see kind of protruding out a little bit. My vacuum's not very deep. But just because like when I'm training, like I'm drinking a lot of fluids, and so I got a lot of both food and fluid in my belly, and it's a little harder to vacuum deep, especially with oats in there. But on show day, that wasn't a huge problem last time. So I'm pretty happy with how everything's looking. Yeah, just kind of doing this like pretty much 3 days a week in the gym in this exact spot, so I can get a good comparison. And this is probably the shot I'm going to hit for my favorite classic pose, the Arnold pose. It's looking better and better. And I'm not even fully lean yet, and I'm definitely like getting more and more skilled at it. Just figuring out the level of rotation and then the stomach stuff and the balance and the foot placement is a little bit tricky, but it's moving. Okay, guys, so that's really it for today. I hope you enjoyed today's pull day, and then we're going to get back to the next 2 meals. I'll show you what's on the menu for that. And yeah, cool. Bye-bye. Okay, here's my post-workout meal. We got 1/4 of an avocado. I buy these big bags of frozen avocado halves, and then that particular one was just like really big, so I microwaved it up and split it in 2. Got 250 grams raw weight potato, 200 grams raw cooked weight chicken. And then what do we have over here? What? Is that sugar? No. Frozen strawberry, frozen raspberry. I'm out of frozen blueberry, sorry. And even a drizzle of honey. And then on top of that, we have artificial sweetener. Whoa, that's weird. Like I said, I eat some very strange foods, You're not going to get, I had chicken and rice and vegetables with cream of rice. I had asparagus and green beans and chicken and rice. And then I had my cream of rice with whey and frozen blueberries and banana. No, I ain't about that. You know, make it weird. All right, guys. Meal 4 coming in here. Air fried potatoes are insanely crispy. You can just like hear the texture, right? So I'll have these. And then my, let me just pull it over here and show you. The other fourth with an avocado and 2 grams of chicken breast, and then probably about 2/3 of these potatoes. So that'll be meal 4. All right, bros. Scale's back, as you can see. 100 raspberry, 35 strawberry, a bunch of stevia, well, like low calories, 0 calories sweetener, sorry. A drizzle of honey, probably 6 grams. And we've got 200 chicken, 250 potato. The potatoes raw weight, chicken is cooked weight, and the other 1/4 of an avocado. This is meal 4. Meal 5, I haven't even decided yet if I'm going to have Greek yogurt or just do something like this again, but smaller. The last meal of the day, we've got probably about half this inch creamy, and then the rest of the air fried potatoes that I just had left over. And that's it. I'm honestly not very hungry, but I know if I don't eat right now, I'm going to be dumping glycogen like 4 hours after I start sleeping and super hungry, and then going nuts at night. So just have a small little meal. Keep the blood sugar relatively higher before bed so that I don't end up with that happening at night. And that's going to be it. Then it's time for bed. It's almost 9:30 already. All right. So, it was a good day. I had a nice pull session. My step count got up to 20K. Got the 35 minutes, the total cardio with, it was a heart rate of probably 105, 110, not exactly hard cardio. And got my meals in. Didn't mess anything up at all. Felt pretty good. Got a lot done today, actually, as far as just work stuff, coaching, video editing, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, this was supposed to just be a mini cut, but again, the weight was coming off so fast, and I just figured, I'll just keep going and see what happens. I'm not struggling right now. Like, I'm actually gaining strength a little bit on my pulling motions and a little bit on some hamstring motions. Not a lot on stiff leg deadlifts, but like if your body weight is going down, but you're lifting the same weight stiff leg deadlifts, you are making progress. Like you've got the muscles gotten stronger. So like, why stop? So there's a show, Hong Kong, June 6th, June 7th, thereabouts. I forgot what day it is exactly, but that will put me at dieting for 17 weeks, which, okay. I wasn't planning on doing the next show until November 2027, not 2026. So, dieting a couple extra months. You know, doing a little casual casual local show. Just getting some stage experience, practice posing, getting rid of those nerves. Doesn't seem like a terrible idea. Plus, like it gives you an opportunity to learn how to get conditioned and what habits work and don't work. And I've already learned quite a lot. I'm kind of realizing that pushing the cleanse super hard is like a terrible idea. Like you might not feel it affecting your sleep, but it's still affecting your sleep, right? You might actually go to sleep just fine, and you can stay asleep just fine, but it's still inhibiting your sleep quality. And I'm learning how much that really matters. So I'll probably keep it at 40, like mostly indefinitely, even next prep too, and just rely on more things like caffeine, cardarine, which I have in year-round actually, and the MOTS-C and the retatrutide, of course, and just a little less stim, and really pay attention to that sleep quality, because it's just so important. My last prep, my sleep quality really fell apart, and I was pushing the climb up to 120, even 160 for a while, which is just not a good idea. I think 80 is okay, you can do that. You can still get decent quality sleep, but once you go past 80, don't know what it is about climb, but something happens. Plus, you go past 80, the rebound, man, it wrecks you. You will want to sleep 12, 13, 14, 15 hours a day after that, and you might be at work, and you can't, and you're just like, holy fuck, please give me the weekend, so you just lay in bed, and guess what that's going to do? Your output, and your training performance, and your, capacity to regain a bunch of fat during the post-diet phase, it's not good. So running the climb a lot lower, less of a stimulant withdrawal effect there as well. Okay, I'm going to finish the rest this half of a creamy and then put it back in the freezer. Honestly, I just can't eat that much, honestly. Oh, contest prep is so hard. I have to force feed him my contest prep. Whatever, loser. No, I'm doing good. I'm fine. Okay, so I think that's it. Thank you for sticking around. If you stuck around this long, I'm actually kind of surprised you did. I had a lot of fun like making this today. It's like basically just a journal, really, more than anything. Okay, that's it. Good night.